to show the demo of our product. Then post that, he's going to talk a little bit about the technology behind, what we have built. Then he can open up some Q&A. If you have any questions or anything, you can feel free to ask when we are in the networking post this event. Especially if you have anything to do with the AI agents or agentic AI, anything, he's the guy to kind of talk about, right? So when I say interviews, what pops up in your mind?
Jobs.
Job interviews, right?
Right.
Yeah. Most people think it's a job interview, right? But the concept of interviews is kind of something different, right? It's about how we learn, how we evaluate, and how we decide, right? Learn, evaluate, and decide. So this concept is actually can be applied for anything, right? Any type of use cases. As we can see in our daily walks of life, we can see a ton of use cases where the interviews are happening. Right? For example, in the legal world, a client intake interviews are happening. In the healthcare, a patient intake interviews are happening. In the HR, exit interviews are happening. Right? So interviews are everywhere. Right? Marketing research people, they interview a ton of people, right? And ask questions, right? So if you look at it, there is some kind of interaction happening. A human-to-human interaction is happening. So somebody is giving an intelligence, and somebody is gathering that intelligence, right? So the concept is completely different. But if you look at it, the usage of interviews in all these different use cases, except in a job interviews, are kind of minimal, right? Why? Because it's not scalable. It doesn't scale. The reason being it's costly, it is time consuming, and it is very ineffective, right? For example, the market research, they call hundreds of people. They take notes, then they go to Word document or something, or maybe some software, they upload the information, then some analytics is going to run. So it doesn't scale, right? So 8 months ago when we started this idea, I think me and my team members asked one question. Hey, what if interviews were to scale, right? With the same, like a human touch, without losing the human touch, without losing the context of the conversation, right? What if, so that is what I think it led to where we are currently. And this is the shift, right? With LLMs, is exploding. The reasoning engine, is getting more powerful, more and more every day, every week, every month. Now we have the capability to understand a human conversation, right? With the ability to see, with the ability to hear, and and reason more, right? Not only that, right? We can apply logic to it, right? We can add more context to the conversation. So that is the kind of junction we are in. With the AI technology, we can now understand the human conversation, right? In a big way. And so what is the opportunity here with this technology coming in? So what is the opportunity? How can I apply it here, right? So if I ask the question, so wherever there's a human-to-human conversation is happening, right? And if it is ineffective, or if it is hard to employ a human to have a conversation with another human to collect intelligence or share intelligence, and that is where you can apply this AI-based solutions. Does that make sense? Right. So with that idea, I think the platform that we built, I think, so the overall, what we call it as conversational intelligence. So it's nothing but interviews plus extracting the insights out of it. Without the insight, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make any sense, right? So that is what we call it as conversational intelligence. And what we are building is a conversational intelligence platform. A platform that enables a conversational intelligence to have a conversation in a very contextual manner. At the same time, extract the intelligence that you want. It's just not very generic, right? You can define what is the intelligence I'm looking for in this, and that is what we are building, right? So so with that, let me introduce Fouad again, and he's the man behind Brain who helped build this architecture. It is an agentic based on architecture, and I think we have done a pretty good job so far. We like to give a demo And this is just a baseline platform that we have released. And we are just scratching the surface. The future is going to look a lot more different, right? The conversation intelligence is going to get mature more and more. It is going to be really like having a human-to-human conversation. And the psychological shift is also happening, right? People now think, well, am I talking to the machine? Does it make sense, right? That is actually slowly shifting. Down the road, it will be actually, the people will be talking to humans more and more, right? For example, it can be in the airports too. It can be, for example, a ring. You can have a conversation intelligence. If you go to, press a button on the doorbell, it can actually recognize the person and probably take some, conditional access. Hey, I can just say, hey, if the UPS guy comes in, do this, or tell him this information, right? So it is going to be like that in the future. Hopefully in the near future. I think that is what we anticipate. And that is what we are building. We are building a platform that really enables this conversation intelligence. And the first version is kind of a baseline platform that we have built. I think Fouad can explain more about it, right? Fouad.